Hi, my name is Jim Rissy and I'm a teacher at Western High School, and this little video is sharing with you how I go about making classroom videos to extend contact time with my students that I see in my science classroom every day. I was coming across the problem that I needed more contact time with certain students, like students who had missed some time in class or students that just needed remediation. And these videos were the answer. I was inspired by other teachers I saw on the internet producing classroom videos, and what they produced was pretty neat, and I wanted to be able to do that, but there was nothing out there showing me exactly how to go about doing a high quality video presentation. So I stumbled through a lot of software and figured out a system that works for me, and I'm sharing that with you. And this presentation was produced using these tools. So the tools I'm using to produce this video and all of my classroom videos. I start with a keynote presentation to build the backbone. I like presentation software. I was previously a PC kind of guy, and I used PowerPoint extensively. Now I'm on to Keynote because I'm on a Mac computer now at work. And Keynote is essentially Mac's version of PowerPoint. And it drives essentially the same way. There was quite a learning curve with it at first because all the buttons are in different places than PowerPoint. But I'm getting over it. That number might go up on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm giving it a 6 currently for ease of use, but I really like the quality of the presentation that Keynote produces. So I'll give it a 10 on that front. Like I said, I come from a PowerPoint background. I use PowerPoint extensively to drive my classroom every day as well. So my comfort level is pretty high with this. If you're not very comfortable with presentation software, you might not want to make classroom videos starting with a Keynote or a PowerPoint. But it works for me. Another piece of software that I use extensively to produce these videos would be Dosery. And Dosery is a remote control for your desktop, and when you couple Dosery with an iPad, you can remotely control your computer. And it allows me to annotate my presentations. So, for example, on this presentation, if I wanted to draw a smiley face here, I can do that. Or in class just recently, I finished doing a genetics unit with my biology class. And the nice thing about Dosery and the iPad is I can be drawing a Punnett square here. I can be walking around the classroom, checking my students' work and talking with them individually. And I'm not tied to the board at the front. They can see the problem being done in real time while I explain. And basically it's giving me whiteboard functionality, but I don't have to be up at the board. And I can do it right here on my iPad and carry it around with me. And it easily erases, and I can jump back to the presentation, and that's how that works. Dosery I find very easy to use. It's pretty seamless software. I've used quite a bit of other stuff, and Dosery was the easiest. I'm satisfied with what it does to my overall presentation when I go to make these videos. I tried using Splashtop. There's a few other remote desktop drivers out there for the iPad. Splashtop had a weird lag to it that made it very hard for me to write. I'm not sure if that's true for everybody that uses it, but for me, Dosery was much easier to write on the iPad. So that's what I use for my annotations. Oh, also I can. There are other tools I can use, like a pointer that allows me to, I don't know, point out with a nice big arrow different parts of the presentation, and that's helpful when I'm trying to explain a system or something in a presentation. So that's Dosery Remote. Next piece of software that I find quite useful is Camtasia, and that's how I'm doing the video capture right now of everything that's going on my desktop as I give this presentation. So with Camtasia, it captures my image, it captures my voice, it captures whatever's going on my computer screen, and then it also has an editing suite with it, and it uploads directly to YouTube, which is nice for me because I don't have to do the hassle of going to YouTube and trying to pull files off of my computer. Camtasia just does it for me. It's pretty easy to use. I really like the finished product that it produces. I used Camtasia for Windows when I was on a Windows machine, and as I mentioned earlier, I recently switched to a Mac. The version for Windows is it does the same thing. It's just much more complicated to get there. The Mac version of the Camtasia software is much more intuitive. And I don't know if they're going to change the Windows version here shortly, but I struggled with the Windows version, and I learned the Mac version very, very quickly. So I thought I should probably mention that to this audience, that if you're thinking of using a system like Camtasia, the Mac version did actually work much, much better. Finally, I use Google Sites to post all of this so that my students have one place they can go and find all these resources, and Google Sites is free and you can make your own website. It's very, very easy to use. I'm very satisfied with what I produce. It's a little buggy at times, but I think it's getting better. There's other websites, of course, that I've used in the past. Our district uses School Fusion, and that seems to be a very nice website. So there's lots of places you could put these videos after you produce them. But I choose Google Sites. One of the big reasons I chose Google Sites is that Google owns YouTube, and if you post YouTube videos to your Google site, it doesn't take up any storage space. So I believe that Google Sites allows you to have 2 gigabytes worth of information on your website, but that's not including any YouTube video. So I load my website with YouTube videos, and then I can get a lot of content onto a free website that I don't have to pay for any additional storage space. So there's a screenshot of what my website looks like. That's the entry to my website. And right now I'm encouraging my kids to run a track fundraiser 5K. But you could see my classes listed there on the left, and kids just click on the class they're currently taking, and there's all kinds of web resources up there and my tutorial videos to help them in any unit that they're having a hard time with. So those are the pieces of software I use to make my finished products. If you'd like to take a look at what I produce, my website is listed there, and if you just Google search Rissy Science, that's the name of my website, that's my last name, and science, it'll take you right to my website. It's the first link that pops up.